quantity, but in a larger scale. So the concept or the term throttling is a new feature of 2010, and it stands for the number of items you would like to show. You would like to show, or you would like to limit for certain users or for administrators, based on certain, excuse me just for a while. Sorry. Just based on certain views or on the level of the entire list itself. So we can do these things, in our central administration. This is not supposed to be for normal or regular users. This is just for administrators to configure it. And it's scoped for the entire web applications. Means whatever modifications you do, it will affect the entire web application. Let's see it in action here. Sorry. Suppose. Excuse me. Yes. Let's see it in action here. First of all, one of the nice features in 2010 is the multi-support for multiple browsers. And this is actually Chrome, not IE or Firefox. It works really nice. This is my site collection here, but I will go to the central administration side, which is, I have changed the port to 100. And basically yesterday I made some tests, to show you. So I created a custom list called RSUG, and I have it inserted around 199,000. It was more than 200. I deleted some items, to perform those CRUD operations. Just notice and keep in mind that I have 4 GB RAM in my machine, which is a limited machine. So in terms of server machines, which have at least 8 GB RAM, you can perform more. So this is equivalent to perform the same, but it's on the same percentage-wise, you perform the same here, but in a smaller scale. So I cannot insert here like 100 million or 50 million. Our limit is 50 million, but I cannot insert them on my own machine, not even 1,000 in less than 1 hour or something like this. I have added like around 100,000 items in around 1 hour. In a really high performance machine, it would take maybe 10 minutes. So we have to compare this with your own machine, and how it performs. So we log in here. And you will see it in action. Once it comes, we resume our slides here. We'll resume with our slides until it comes. Once we set the throttling, configurations, it's easier, to start with our CRUD operations, which stand for create, read, update, and delete. All those classical inventory operations. On any inventory system, you have to create these operations, and SharePoint is not an exception. Now this is our central administration. And you can always manage your web applications, from here. You go to the web applications management, and the ribbon, is always, disabled unless you highlight the web application you'd like. So you have the web application list here. We'll highlight the default one, SharePoint 80, and you will see it here under general settings, resource throttling. So under resource throttling, you will go here and enable certain settings. So here I specify that, my view list can have a threshold of 1 million one item. And same here applies for the threshold for authors and administrators here as well. And you can also here a unique permission threshold. So, but this is the most important thing. Whenever you change it here, it will not, it will be globalized on administrators and also on regular users. So this is the most important value you have to set. So I'll show you, even when we try to get some items, that if I reduce this number here, that I will get exceptions, because the maximum number of items to be viewed per view will be generalized based on the value will sit here. So this is the only modification you have to perform. Once you do that, you can increase or decrease the number of items to be displayed. But even if you add here, for example, 200, you still can add, if you specify here like 200 items only, you still, but the minimum is 2,000. My bad, the minimum is 2,000. You cannot even if you want to put a 500 or 1,000, 1,500 number, you cannot. Let's do that like 1,000, and it will tell you that the minimum is 2,000. You cannot put more than 2,000, less than 2,000. So. But even if I put 2,000, I can add more than 2,000 items. But once I try to view these items and to get them, I will get exceptions. Here's the difference. Let's put them back to 1 million. And OK. So this is the only modification you have to do. Back to the topic. I'll be going to present 3 different modes on how you would perform these CRUD operations. The first one is a new feature in SharePoint 2010, is a link you to SharePoint. And this is a very nice thing, whoever program with link you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, nearly maybe or less than 50% of us here have developed link you to SharePoint, maybe link you in general applications. But it's really very nice in terms of its syntax, and embedded SQL-like syntax. You can learn more about it, but you will see that there are new DLLs provided and namespaces as well within the ISABI folder in your 12 Hive, no more 12 Hive, 14 Hive now it's called. And in order for you to create the code to work with your link object model, you have to use the SP metal. SP metal can be located here, actually in your 14 Hive, and let's navigate here to your program files, common files, Microsoft Shared, web server extensions, 14, no more 12. And you always have in your SIP your DLLs, and much more than the DLLs. This is you can see here, let's sort it by type. So you can see here the SharePoint to link you DLL, and for the SP Metal you will find in the bin same as STS ADM or other tools you will require. So go to the bin and you will see something called SP Metal, and SP Metal will generate for you the link queue code you will require. It's not automatically, within the DLL. So it's actually within the command line. First of all, you have to navigate to this path in order to generate the script, or you actually, set it in your environment path. So you can go to the advanced settings and environment variables, and go to the path here, and you can edit here, and you can see that I have added the path here. And whenever you add a new path, you separate with a semicolon, as in here. So simply you just add the path here. So next time in your command line, you don't have always to navigate to the entire path again. You just STS ADM. So you see it directly is available. Oh, you have to run your command line as an administrator first. So you can see it here. You don't have to navigate and CD to the entire path. Same applies for SP Metal. And you can navigate what's available for you. There are a lot of options to generate a code, but it will read the entire structure of your current site. So the first thing is that you tell it SP Metal, and where shall it? So it will read the entire web at localhost. Or if you have a subsite, you can specify the subsite, etc. So it will read all the lists within this path you specify. So we're going to now specify every list in the root path, in our root web. And the second option is that you'd like to generate the code, actually. The code you'd like to generate, you can specify CS or VB, so it will generate automatically for you. Or you can, let's say under D, For example, date